Hello, everybody. This is Rohan, and now we will deal a different topic about the microbiology. That is, on the basis of their uses and their applications, microbiologists have divided several parts of microbiology like soil microbiology, insect microbiology, aquatic microbiology, or food microbiology. Like that, we have industrial microbiology. So, if you listen the word industrial means you simply uh, you'll simply think that it is based on the industries. Yeah, it's absolutely right. We are going to deal the microorganisms which involved in the industrial work, like if you have seen like fermented beverages, wine making factories, beer making factories, all alcoholic factories like ethanol productions. So these all products is also come from the microorganisms by the different processes involved. Yeah. Okay. Before that, if you have not subscribed this channel yet, please do subscribe and share this channel to your other friends that he could be able to know that there is a channel of the microbiology also. Okay. So we will discuss industrial microbiology here in a brief. So let us start from the introductions and then microbial products of industrial interest. So I am going little slow. So if you want to listen these lectures, please fast forward this speed up to 1.25 or 1.5. Okay, you can save your time. So the first what we are going to discuss here about the introductions, like what is. Okay, so we are going to discuss here the first introductions, what is industrial microbiology, then microbial products of industrial interest, then properties of industrial microbe, then fermentation and their types, then what is microbial metabolites, where we are going to discuss about the primary metabolites and the secondary metabolites. Okay, then industrial production, there is a upstream and downstream. Then what is fermenter? It is the part of the fermentation process. Then what is the how to produce the antibiotics, the production of antibiotics. Then industrial production of penicillin. Then brewing of beer, beer production, wine making, vinegar production. What is the Orleans method? Then what is the generator process and other industrial products. So if you want these notes in PDF form, please join the channel at the Rohan Agri at in the Telegraph, where you can download all these PDF notes. Okay, so let us start. So we have seen the basic things like where. So these microbiology the all applied subjects. So what we have discussed till like aquatic microbiology, food microbiology. Okay, so these all are the applied subjects. Okay, on the basis of microorganisms. Okay, on the basis of their use. That is also industrial microbiology is also a applied microbiology subjects. Okay, so what is industrial microbiology? So study of large scale and profit motivated productions of microorganisms and their products for direct use or input in the manufacturing of other goods. So here we inoculate large production of microorganisms by which we can able to get the byproduct which is released by the microorganisms by various means. Okay, then originated with alcoholic fermentation process. The first time industrial microbiology was originated because the alcoholic fermentation started for the first time. Then later on processes such as production of pharmaceuticals, food additives, enzymes and chemicals were developed. Then deals with all forms of microorganisms which have economic importance like fungi, bacteria, yeast, actinomycetes. Okay, as a science only 100 years of history, as an art thousand of years. So we know the basic things about the science, all the researches. That is also earlier of 100 years of history. But the fermentation process is not. It is a very old technique that was used even by the uh, Babylonians, okay, on that time. So this is the first time Europeans have started the fermentation processes. Then microbial products of industrial interest. Then we have microbial cells biomass. What is the microbial cells biomass? Like mushroom, if you consume mushroom, oyster mushroom, button mushroom, sikataka mushroom. So there is a lot of variety of mushrooms. Then single cell protein (SCP). So if you have heard the news about single cell protein like chlorella. What is chlorella? Not chlorella, not cholera. Cholera is a disease, and chlorella is a single cell protein. So what is chlorella? So scientists is trying to make a tablets of chlorella. So what whoever the scientists went, not scientists or astronomers who went into the space, so they will consume the single tablet of chlorella, and even they will able to stay there for a long time. Okay, so chlorella is a single cell protein, and this is the future, this is the future food. Okay, so there is a food, there is one institutions in Mysore, this is CFTIR. Okay, so they are doing a lot of things on the for the evolution of for the innovation of chlorella, for the innovation of single cell protein, that the astronomers can go to the space, and they are able to stay there for a long time without consumption of any other foods. Okay, so CFTRI, that is Central Food Technological Research Institute, which is located in Mysore, that is in Karnataka. So they are doing research on the chlorella, on single protein, to save the foods for the astronomers, because it's very difficult to carry the foods in the space. Okay, so what are the enzymes? Like enzymes, microbial products, we have interested in enzymes like amylases, lipases, and proteases. So whatever the last things like ases, when you see any words ases, so it indicates the enzyme like proteases, amylases, lipases. It is related to lipid enzyme, it is related to protein enzymes, it is related to amyl, it is related to glucose. Then we have antibiotics, then steroids and alkaloids. Steroids, for example, if you have seen that there is a lot of mm, in sports, the sports person trying to take steroids, then they can able to, or they can increase their efficiency. Okay, so sometimes during medical fitness, a lot of sports person are rejected because they have taken the steroids. Then we can extract alkaloids like, for example, if we have seen in turmeric. Okay, in turmeric we have alkaloids. So in turmeric there is a lot of like saponin, tannins, phenols, a lot of alkaloids present. So we can extract those alkaloids for the production for the manufacturers of pharmaceuticals, or for the manufacturers of the medicines. Then we have food additives. Then we have food additives like MSG, which is monosodium glutamate, which is naturally found in tomatoes, and this is the this is the chemical enhancer of the flavor of the taste of the foods. So it increase the flavor of the taste, flavor or taste of the foods like Chinese foods. Then we have recombinant products like insulin. So insulin is used for diabetes patients. Then we also produce some vaccines with the help of microorganisms. So commodity chemicals like metabolites, inexpensive chemicals produced in bulk, and include ethanol, citric acid, wine, and beer productions. So these all are the microbial products. So a lot of industry based to extract these microbial products. As you can see, there's a wide range or wide use of these products. Then what is the properties of industrial microbes? So whatever the microbes you seen in the industries, so they have some different properties. Then it could be, it have a nutritional character like should grow in cheap media, then it can produce as spores or can be easily inoculated, then it can grows rapidly on a large scale medium, it must produce desired product quickly, then should not be pathogenic, genetically stable and amenable to manipulations, then ease in product recovery. So these are the properties of an industrial microbes. Then the fermentations. So in the last two lectures in food microbiology, we have discussed about the fermentations. Here we are also going to discuss about the fermentation, because this is the major technique or the process involved in the industrial microbiologies or in the industries for the extracting of major products. Okay, then the industry, so in the fermentation the industry employs the process of fermentations to produce products from microorganisms. So fermentation is derived from two word from the word fervere, meaning to boil. So during fermentation there is the there is a boiling of the products. Okay, so later we will see how the products is cultivated or cultured. Then aerobic or anaerobic metabolic activity of microorganisms, in which specific changes are brought about in organic substances. So the techniques for large scale production of microbial products. So fermentation is a technique for large scale production of microbial products. Then what is the types of fermentation? So there is a lot of types of fermentation which is carried out in various ways depending on the products and microorganisms used. So like we have batch fermentations, then continuous fermentation, then we have fed batch fermentations. So on the basis of substrates what we are providing, we have liquid state fermentations, then solid state fermentations. So on the basis of growth we have surface fermentations, subsurface fermentations. Then on the basis of aeration we have aerobic, where we are going to stir. So we stir the tank. So that is aerobic fermentation. And in anaerobic we are not going to stir. So that is static culture. Okay. So before that, if you know the growth phase of any organisms. Okay. So this is time. So there is a four phases of the growth: lag, log, stationary, and death. So the first one is lag phase. So the growth curve is like that of any microorganisms. So this first is lag phase. The second is log phase. The third one is stationary phase, and the fourth one is death phase, or you can say declining phase. So in the first phase, we provide abundant energy of foods, like we provide abundant nutrients to the microorganisms. So the resultant, there is a mass multiplication of microorganisms. So in the second phase, so there is a mass multiplication also happen, but in decreasing rate. Okay, and in stationary, so during stationary phase there is a no there is a growth and multiplication, but not like lag phase, that there is no growth of exponential type of. So in log phase we see exponential growth. Okay, so after then the nutrients is end up, and there is a decline in the production of microorganisms or the multiplication of microorganisms. So let us discuss about the batch fermentations. So it is a closed culture system, contain an initial limited nutrients, microorganisms, grow at all growth phases under certain defined conditions. Okay. Then at last fermentation is stopped. Product is collected and new batch is started. That is ethanol and beer production. So generally ethanol and beer production is produced by the fermentation process, that is batch fermentations. Then we have continuous fermentation. So it's continuous production wherein fresh medium is added. For example, in previous videos, so if there is a there is a decline in the cells. Okay, there is the decline of the growth of microorganisms. So we are not going to stop this process. So if you are going to add nutrients again, so it will grow exponentially. So that is continuous fermentations, wherein fresh medium is added, corresponding removal of portion of medium for product recovery. Here we are going to collect vitamins or antibiotics. So antibiotics is used in many medicine sector, medical sectors. So fed batch fermentations. One more nutrients are fed during cultivation intermittently, and product remain in vessel until the end of fermentations. So here we are going to add, there is a also fermentation is going on. Even we are going to add one more cultivation. We are introducing one more uh, vessels of nutrients. Okay, then they are intermittently growing. Okay, and product remain in vessel until the end of fermentation, that is antibiotics. So we get antibiotics this feed batch fermentation. So remember this, by batch fermentation we produce ethanol beer, by continuous fermentation we get vitamins and antibiotics, we also get antibiotics by the feed batch fermentation. Then we have microbial metabolites. So what is microbial metabolites? So when microorganisms grow, so they release some chemical or enzymes, okay, which is released by the microorganisms, or they can no any organisms can produce these enzymes. So these are the primary metabolite. We have also secondary metabolites. So the primary metabolite produced during exponential growth during lag phase. So they grow during exponential growth during lag phase. They are essential for growth and development of microorganisms. They are usually produced during energy derivations. Then production is not influenced by cultural conditions. So whatever the things we are going to collect by these metabolites, that is alcohol and organic acids like acetic acids. Okay. Then the secondary metabolites. So there is a not essential for growth. It produced during a stationary phase. So a stationary phase is the third most phase of the growth phase. Okay, where the microorganisms growth is not so high, like lag phase. Okay, then formation depends on growth conditions. Produced as a group related compounds, then significantly overproduced and often produced by spore forming microbes during sporulations. Examples antibiotics and vitamins. So this is the graph of primary metabolite and secondary metabolite. So you can see here how the cell is growing on the same way the alcohol is production is going on. And there is a decline of sugar. Why? Because microorganisms consuming sugar so fast. They are derived nutrients from, and they are derived energy from sugars. So if there is the growth of microorganisms, so there is a growth of alcohol. Then this is the secondary metabolite growth, where you can see the penicillin, sugar, and their cell number. So you can see here the sugar is consumed by the microorganisms, carbohydrate consumed by the microorganisms. The cells is also growth, but there is no any effect of penicillin. So there is no any relation between here. We can see here too much relation between cells growth and the penicillin. So penicillin is grow at a stationary phase. So here we can see we can produce secondary metabolite during a stationary phase. Then secondary metabolites are often large organic molecules that require a large number of specific enzymatic steps for productions. Okay, so ये बहुत ही ज़्यादा, और ये जो ऑर्गेनिक मॉलिक्यूल्स होते हैं वो बहुत बड़े होते हैं. ओके, और इनका एक स्पेसिफिक इंजाइमेटिक स्टेट्स होता है प्रोडक्शन में. फॉर एग्जांपल जो टेट्रासाइक्लिन है, इट रिक्वायर्स 72 सेपरेट इंजाइमेटिक स्टेप. आफ्टर देन हम टेट्रासाइक्लिन को क्या करते हैं, ऑब्टेन कर पाते हैं. और आप जानते हैं टेट्रासाइक्लिन जो यूज होती है वो वार्स इसके यूजेज हैं. ये फार्मास्यूटिकल से एक तरह का एंटीबायोटिक्स है. ओके, जिसका यूज इन्फेक्शंस को रोकने में किया जाता है. टेट्रासाइक्लिन के इंजेक्शंस आपने देखे होंगे. सो यू हैव सीन अ लॉट ऑफ टेट्रासाइक्लिन इंजेक्शंस बेस्ड ऑन देयर मेडिसिन्स. So starting materials arise from major biosynthetic pathways. Then we have industrial productions. So industrial production has two phases. The first one is upstream process and the second one is downstream processes. So in upstream process, isolation, there is a isolation, then screening of industrial strain, whatever the strain we are using here, then media formulation, then scale up, fermentation design, and the fermentations. Then downstream process. So in this, recovery of product for fermentation medium. Okay, so in downstream process, fermentation mediums के जो product होते हैं उसको क्या करते हैं, recover करते हैं. Then we have fermenter. Okay, so in the upstream process we can see the parts, the fermenter. So fermenter is a vessel for growth of microorganisms which, while not permitting contamination, enables the provision of condition necessary for the maximal production of desired products. Okay, and the fermentation size is vary from 5 liters to 5 lakh liters. For example, if you are fermenting something products in at your home, so you are not going to take 5 lakh liters of vessels. And if you are going to produce as a industry level, so you are not going to take 5 liters. Okay, so there is a very variation of size of the vessels from 5 liters to 5 lakh liters. And the first time chain Wisman has used the first time as a fermenter in 1914-1918. So you can see during World War I. Large scale fermenters are almost always stainless steel. So large scale fermenters, if you will see in the industry, so the vessels of the large scale fermenters are mainly made by the stainless steel. Then there is a components of impellers, baffles, spargers supply oxygens. So this is the fermenter. Okay. So this is the computerized. You can see here it is the computerized fermenter which is controlled by the computer, and it is an automatic system of fermenter. Everything is everything is input in the data. On the basis of data, the system will process the fermenter. And this is the fermenter. Okay, so we provide steam, then there is a sterile seal, here's the pH maintainer knob, then we have pH controller, then acid base reservoir pump, then we have impeller. So impeller which looks like a fan which round the which will move around the in the vessels. Okay, that's how the microorganisms inoculate. Then cooling jacket is here. Here is the cooling jacket. Then external cooling water. Here we can supply cool water. Then here's the culture broth. So whatever the culture broth we are going to introduce, okay, for the microorganisms. Then here's the external cooling water out. Then here's a steam in. There's a valve to control the steam in. And where this is the harvest, where we are going to harvest the products. Then is the spargers, which produce high pressure air for aerations. Then here is the sterile air, and this is the exhaust. Whatever the unwanted products or unwanted gas we will see, so that was released by the exhaust. So this is the whole system of fermenter. Yeah, this is the Novo Nordisk. You can see the fermenter. Then this is the large scale fermenter, and you can see here the small scale fermenter. So you can see these all are made up of stainless steels. Their capacity is very high, like 50,000 liters, 1 lakh liters capacity. Then production of antibiotics. So what is antibiotics? Anti means against, and biotic means living organisms. So the chemicals which is against the organisms, that is antibiotics. So whatever the organic compounds produced by one microorganisms that at great dilution kill or inhibit the growth of another microbes, that is antibiotics. So typically it is a secondary metabolites, not the component of normal metabolic systems. Like we have seen the primary metabolite, it is a normal metabolic system that they will produce alcohol or acetic acid. But secondary metabolite is not a normal metabolic system. It will produce during secondary metabolite during stationary phase. So it poses unusual chemical structure, and it is impossible for chemical synthesis. Then it is used in medical, veterinary, plant diseases, animal nutrition, and preservation of food. So whatever the byproducts or whatever the antibiotics we obtain, so it used in medical, veterinary, plant disease, and the cure of several diseases. Then mostly produced by filamentous fungi or actinomycetes, and some by bacteria. Then antibiotics have role like they can disrupt cell wall, it can disrupt cell membrane, protein, and RNA synthesis. After then, it will die. So if there is a disruption of cell wall, there is disruption of cell membrane. So any organisms could not survive because of these disruptions. So antibiotic plays against these organisms. Then industrial production of penicillin. So penicillins are beta-lactam antibiotics. It is naturally and biosynthetic penicillins and semi-synthetic penicillins. So we have natural and biosynthetic and semi-synthetic penicillins available, discovered by Alexander Fleming in 1928. Okay, so during First World War, so जितने भी जो सोल्जर्स थे वो वार के दौरान से ज़्यादा सबसे ज़्यादा उनकी मौत हुई थी डिजीज के कारण। सो अलेक्जेंडर फ्लेमिंग ने सबसे पहले क्या किया, पेनिसिलिन को डिस्कवर जब किया तो उस समय की सबसे पहली एंटीबायोटिक्स थी जिसने बहुत सोल्जर्स को रिलीफ प्रोवाइड किया। सो वर्ल्ड वॉर सेकेंड के दौरान उतनी तकलीफ नहीं हुई जितनी तकलीफ वर्ल्ड वॉर वन के दौरान हुई। सो वर्ल्ड वॉर वन में जितने लोग आर्मर्स मशीनरी से नहीं मरे थे उससे ज़्यादा लोग डिजीज अफेक्ट करके मर रहे थे। कहीं सोल्जर्स पड़े हुए हैं, उन्हें डिजीज है लेकिन क्योर नहीं कर पा रहे हैं। तो सबसे ज़्यादा मौत हुई थी उनको इन्फेक्शंस के कारण, बिकॉज जब इन्फेक्शन फैलता था तो इन्फेक्शन इज ए कम्युनिकेबल डिजीज, सो इट कैन ट्रांसमिट फ्रॉम वन पर्सन टू अनदर पर्सन। ओके, और ये जो डिजीज थी वो बहुत ही ज़्यादा यू कैन से वेरी डिस्कस्टिंग और बहुत ही भयानक होती थी ये सारी सीनें। ओके, सो सो जब अलेक्जेंडर फ्लेमिंग ने इसको डिस्कवर किया तो उनको इसके लिए नोबेल प्राइज भी दिया गया था। ठीक है, और ये एक तरह का माइलस्टोन था इन द डिस्कवरी ऑफ द साइंस। ओके, देन ब्रॉड it is broad spectrum of activity against gram positive bacteria, so it disrupts the cell wall synthesis produced by Penicillium notatum and Penicillium cryosyginum, then produced using deep tank aerated fermentations. Then this is the Penicillium species. Okay, Penicillium is a fungi, so you can see here the microbial growth or colony culture of this fungus, and this is the structure of penicillin. Okay, then Sir Alexander Fleming is a very milestone scientist. Really, he was amazing. Then industrial production of penicillin. So what is the production process of the what is the industrial production of penicillin? So inoculum productions, spores of fungi from agar glands suspended in water and added to flask containing wheat bran and nutrient solution incubated for 5 to 7 days at 24 degrees Celsius. Then production, so in tanks of capacity of 50,000 liters. Then we take medium containing corn steeper liquor, lactose, glucose, sodium nitrate and micronutrients along with a precursor of phenyl acetic acid. Then it is inoculated with inoculum by 10% volume by volume. Then fermentation at 25 to 26 degrees Celsius for 3 to 5 days. Then penicillin fermentation. So during initial stage of fungi, it utilizes the glucose to produce biomass. Then pH remains constant at acidic, like it is 5 to 6 pH initially. After the depletion of carbon compounds, lactic acid and corn steeper liquor are used liberating ammonia. Okay, then NH3. So pH increases to 7.5, which optimum for antibiotic production up to 48 hours. Then maximum penicillin production between 48 to 96 hours, utilizing lactose and CSL. Mycelia becomes thick and nutrient starvation starts. Mycelia breakdown, growth ceases, and production stabilizes of the 5th days. So this is the graph of biomass productions like carbohydrate, ammonia, penicillin, and this is the fermentation time, whatever the time they are taking. So you can see here ammonia decreases slowly, then there is an increase in the cells. So here we are obtaining penicillin. Then this is the growth of cells like lag, log, stationary, and this is the consumption of carbohydrate of microorganisms, that is lactose. Then the downstream processes. So fermentation medium is filtered in rotary vacuum filters to remove mycelia and other solids. Then pH of filtered is brought down to 2 to 2.5 by adding acid followed by extraction with organic solvents. Then amyl acetate, butyl acetate. Back extraction in water by adding strong base like potassium hydroxide and sodium hydroxide to form salts. Then aqueous solution is acidified and re-extracted with solvent. Then the process is repeated till to get crystalline the penicillin. Then whatever the penicillin yield we get, So 3 to 5% based on carbohydrate utilized, 5 to 6 lb of penicillin from 500 lb of nutrients, 7,500 lb of steam, then 10,000 gallons of water, then 1,000 units of power, and 250,000 of cubic feet air required for the growth of penicillin at an industrial level. So you can see here, this is the cultures which are kept in the rack, and they are taking the culture, and here is the process of obtaining the antibiotics is going on. So this is the fermenter. You can see here the rack of culture. So the chemist who is observing the culture conditions of the penicillin, and this is the commercial production of penicillin process. So the first penicillin crassagina, which are cultured in a test tube, which are transferred to the Sacher flask. We take the penicillin in the Sacher, then we shake. Then after shaking, we transfer into the vessel. Then transfer vessel, we transfer to the seed tank. Or after the seed tank, we transfer in the fermentation tank, where there is a rotatory filter, where the first extractor process gone. Then there is a purification of column, where the second extraction, third extraction working. Then there is a vacuum which provides slurry to the ceramic filter. Then from ceramic filter to the crystal filter. Then crystal, there is a washing of crystals. Then it's transferred to the ceramic filters. Then it transferred to the vacuum dryer. And after that, we will obtain the crystalline potassium penicillin G. Okay, which is beta lactam antibiotics. So this is brewing a beer, brewing like malting. So in South India, in Karnataka state, people interested in drinking of malting of ragi, or even if you have seen the malt of wheat, malt of barley. So this is the brewing of beer. So brewing is the term used to describe the manufacture of alcoholic beverages from malted grains. Okay. So complex fermentation process, variety of chemicals, not only by microbial process, exact nature of some still not known. So the types. So there's a types of, we have beer, we have ale, we have a porter, stout, malt, tonic, etc. available by the process of brewing a beer. Then the most common beer we have seen like lager beer. Then yeast is Saccharum calvarensis, which is used in the production of, this is the microorganisms, this is the fungus which is used in the production of beer. And the Saccharum cerevisiae, which is also another genus of yeast. Uh, so it is used for the production of LM. Then we have hop plants. So hop plants is a, it's look like, I will show you hop plants. So this is the hop plants. It is a native of Europe, North America and South America, generally grown in the North American regions. Okay. Then we have brewing, so that is hop plants with these humulus lupulus flowers, and their taste is bitter. Then we have alcohol content 3 to 8% in the beer. Then the steps involved in beer productions. So whatever the steps involved in beer production, like malting, mashing, hopping, fermentation, aging and finishings. So let us discuss one by one. So the first one is malting, where we soak barley or whatever the food first products we are going to take. We can take barley as well as wheat as well as finger millets. So whatever the millets you can take. So soak barley at 10 to 15 degrees Celsius for 2 days. Then germination at 16 to 21 degrees Celsius for 7 days. Then remove the germ sprout malt remains. Then amylase, proteinases and other flavor color is used. Then germination is stopped by increasing temperature. Without harming enzyme, green malt produced and dried and stored. Crushed before use. So this is the process of malting. Then we have mashing. In mashing, we boil ground malt at 38 to 50 degrees Celsius. Then we add cocked at 100 degrees Celsius starchy malt adjuncts to reduce the dark color due to protein. corn starch boiled in water. Then saccharifications of the starch at 60 to 65 degrees Celsius. So saccharification means addition of sugars. So saccharine means sugar. Then boil to 75 degrees Celsius to inactivate enzyme. Insoluble material settle at bottom. Then clarified liquid is called wort, which is used for fermentation. So whatever they can ask questions like whatever the clarified liquid which is used for fermentation. So that is wort. Then hoppings. So hop flowers are added to wort and boiled for 2 hours. So what is hop flowers? We have seen in previous slides. This is Humulus lupulus flowers. So acids and resins released from hop, proteins precipitates, sugar caramelizes, inactivates enzymes and sterilize the content. Then bitterness, flavor, stability and head retention. Then hop residues and participated proteins are removed by filtering. Then clarified what is used for fermentation. Then fermentation, what is filled into fermenters. Then pitching, where we inoculation with beer yeast, Saccharum carbolariensis, then allowed to ferment at 4 to 14 degrees Celsius for 8 to 14 days, then under anaerobic conditions, then yeast converts sugars into alcohol, carbon dioxide, small amounts of glycerol, organic acid, esters, and there is a lot of chemicals. Then evolution of carbon dioxide increases, forming later decreases as fermentation completes. Then bottom yeast breaks, flocculate and settle at bottom. Content is taken out and filtered. That is green beer. So you can see here, this is the machines. So these all are the tank where the brewing of beer or fermentation process is going on. Then aging and finishing. So young green beer is lagered in wooden vats at 0 degrees for weeks to months. Then precipitation of proteins, yeast cells, resins and other undesirable substances. Then clear and mature beer we can obtain. Then carbonated with carbon dioxide with 0.5 to 0.52 degrees percent. Then cooled and clarified and packed these products. So you can see here the batch of beer. And this is the final product. Cheers. Then wine making processes. So this is the age old knowledge which are not practiced only in modern world. That is the very old technique. Then it is made from grapes and other fruits. Alcoholic fermentation, they use Saccharum cerevisiae. Okay. Then alcohol content is 3 to 15% here. So what is enology? So many of the exams they have asked the question enology, the science of wine making, that is called enology. So there is a type of wines: sweet wine, dry wine, sparkling wine, white wine, or red wine. Red wine. Then this is the process of making wine. So by this process we can obtain white wines. By this process we can obtain red wines. So first we crush and destem the products. Then we add sulfur dioxide. Then drain, press, settle rack, barrel fragment, tank ferment. Then there is a rack. Then blending. Then fine. So these are the process. You can follow this chart. And after the tartrate stabilizations, there is a filtrations, then a sterile filter, then we use back in the bottle. Then vinegar productions. So fermented food product containing not less than 4% acetic acid, that is vinegar. One of the oldest fermentation known to mankind, occurring naturally as an unwanted spoilage of wine. Literally mean sour wine. Involves two steps: the fermentation of sugar to alcohol, then oxidation of alcohol to acetic acid, then industrial production. So in vinegar production, we have seen the two steps, that is fermentation of sugars to alcohol by Saccharum cerevisiae, which is yeast, and the oxidation of alcohol to acetic acid, then industrial productions where slow methods and quick methods is there. In slow methods, there is Orleans method, home method fruits. Then in quick methods, we have generator process and submerged acetated spirit. Okay. So Orleans method. So fruit juice. Apple is allowed to ferment naturally 11 to 13% alcohol by yeast. Then fermented juice filled into large barrels with aeration, acidification by acetic acid bacteria. Then barrels were half filled, leaving air space on top. May take few weeks to months. A part is drawn off and equal quantity of fermented fruit juice added. Then cycle is repeated. So this is the Orleans method. You can see this is the drums, okay, where all the wines are kept here. So if you have seen Hollywood movies, okay, or if you have seen Game of Thrones, so you can see this type of ladder, or you can see that this type of vats also present in those films. So what is generator process? So in this process, generally alcoholic solution is allowed to trickle down over a porous surface. Then thin film of acetic acid bacteria oxidizes the alcohol to acetic acid. Then generator cylindrical structure, three parts: upper section, large middle section, and bottom section. Alcoholic solution is introduced in upper section, then large middle section, then there is a filled with porous material. Okay, then in bottom section we will vinegar collection and pumping of air from bottom. Then alcoholic solution is sprinkled from top, allowed to trickle down. It is supplied from bottom. So a slimy layer develops around the porous material, harbors bacteria, oxidizes the alcohol to acetic acids. So this is all about the generator process. So you can see generator here. So this is the savings, okay, where they have put a lot of what porous materials. Then here is air. They are passing air through air filter, their air intake. Then there is a cooling coils, then concrete beam. We have vinegar filter, centrifugal pump, mass flow meter, thermometer. Then we have glass line, tile exhaust, rubber feed line, then inspection glass. Then there is a Sparger arm inspection plug is there. So this is generator uh, process. Now this is the same things you can see here. Air pump is there, sparger is there, then thermometer is also there, and this is all. This is the bottom sections where they are collecting the material. Then this is the bottom middle section, not large middle section, and that is the upper section of this generation process. So this is the other industrial products. You can see here citric acid, which is produced by the Aspergillus niger, Penicillium species. Then gluconic acid, Aspergillus niger, Acidobacter. Then we have lactic acid, Lactobacillus leuconostoc. Then we have formic acid, which is produced by Rhizopus nigricans. Then we have cosic acid, Aspergillus flavus rhiza, tamari, food, vitamin B12 by Propionibacterium, then riboflavin, gibberellins, L-glutamic acid, and we have L-lysine. So these are the products, other industrial products which are produced by these several organisms. And you can see here the applications of these products, like gibberellins is a hormone used in the plants. Then glutamic acid is a sweetener. Okay. Then L-lysine is used in food. Then we have lactic acid, which is used in pharmaceuticals and cosmetic industries. Then we have leather industries. Formic acid, we use formic acid in the leather industry. I mean the silage. Then acetylen, food and pharma plasticizers. So citric acid, this is the use of citric acid. So this is whole about the industrial microbiology. So if you have any questions, any doubts regarding this industrial microbiology, please write do in the comments, and please suggest me what topic can I. Now we are only going through microbiologies. After the completing of microbiologies, so this is a vast course. So in every week I will upload 1 to 2 lectures of microbiologies. Then I try to upload the questions papers which are asked in many examinations like agriculture field officers, in ICRs, JRF exams, then UPSCs, CSC, men's optional agricultures, and other like FCI, NABARD. If they've asked questions related to these topics, I will try to upload this in the videos. Okay, thank you everyone. Stay connected with us, and God bless you all.